Before beginning this video, I just want to acknowledge that John hit Grand Champ a few days ago. I was not prepared for it to be so quick, so props to him and Solo for their great run. Because this happened while I was editing, this video will treat him as a Champ 3 who hasn't quite hit the rank yet, but the same point should still apply. Also, since John is the primary focus of this video, I didn't get too much of a chance to talk about his teammate Solo. Definitely go check out his channel, I'll have it linked in the description. He has some really nice and helpful gameplay, and it's definitely worth your time. You might know John Sandman as the guy who balled Rizzo.
God, that boost is
Let me
so
show you what
sick,
G2's
dude.
all about.
Oh no!
You might know him as the guy who opens way too many crates.
Today we are doing 105. Maybe 106, probably 106.
You might just know him as a guy making wholesome Rocket League content.
A boomer of
this-
what? I'm gonna boom his sister in a second.
But soon, you'll know him as one more thing. A Grand Champion.
Let's go.
Guys!
Now, John gets a lot of comments about how he's boosted or that Platinum gameplay looks better than his, so I think it's fair to say that those comments will only get crazier if John reaches the highest rank in the game. For all the flack he catches, I don't think enough people give him credit for what he does right, so in this video I'm going to go over some of the things John does well, as well as some things he can improve in. At the time of this video, he's sitting at Champion 3 Division 3, and I fully believe he'll soon make that last leap to Grand Champ. John's defense is pretty good for the most part. He knows when to buy time for his teammate.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep it nice and chill.
He challenges right away his first man to get in the way.
You got it?
Yep.
Nice.
And he's capable of making some pretty nice saves.
Full shot.
Got it.
Oh, what a save.
Literally jumped out of my chair for it.
He also usually doesn't fall prey to some stupid mistakes people make at all levels, like going for boost at bad times and diving in his last man. One of the best things John does is space out from his teammate. He's patient when his teammate has the ball and waits for the play to happen instead of rushing in.
It's you.
I'm chilling.
Okay.
On defense, he helps cover as much ground as possible with his spacing.
Ooh, that's all you.
In general, spacing out like this really helps a good dribbler. As John knows, Solo has his quality, so he'll thrive when given that space.
I'm still picking up 0 boost. All right, there we go. Thank you.
No, dude, that was so nice.
I was gonna say, are you just trying to pop off right now?
Given that he's a YouTube personality, John is extremely good at communication. Even if he doesn't make a great decision, his teammate will always know what that decision is, and he can prepare for it.
I got.
Alright.
Then you go center.
This sets up some great chemistry between him and his teammates, and within a few episodes, his teammates communicate a lot too.
Good
He's
push.
going. You got. Nice. It's not open, but they're like kind of out of the play.
John is also a very positive person, as I'm sure you all know.
Nice job,
Let's
dude.
go. Put it
Nice
under him.
job, buddy.
He gives a lot of encouragement to his teammates throughout games. Even when things don't go well, his attitude keeps a fun atmosphere going. If you're in comms, keeping everyone upbeat will get the best out of your teammates, and I encourage you all to try it. Lots of you might know the slap butt kickoff John used with Rob, which killed the ball and let the other man cheat up.
There it is. Classic slap butt, bringing it back. Oh my gosh.
While we don't see much of this now, John is still good about communicating his kickoffs and sending the ball to his teammate.
Back left, I'll kick it right to you. You're gonna score because you know you're a ones player and that's what you do. There you go.
Oh yeah.
This might seem small, but that first possession can be the key to some quick goals. If it doesn't go perfectly, it's usually not dangerous because John stays behind the center mats of the wall. He could still incorporate a flip into his kickoff to save some boost, but for the most part I think his kickoff is pretty solid. Something champ players tend to struggle with is possession. A lot of times there's no purpose to their hits and they give it away. Like the rest of us, John isn't perfect with this, but he usually does well with retaining possession.
It's you. It's right to you.
To you. Good stuff,
go.
buddy.
This is one of the biggest differences between John and Diamond and John and Champ.
Oh,
He missed. He missed.
No boost.
You got that?
Oh.
We're good. Oh my god.
Dribbling wise, he doesn't have a huge variety of flicks, but he has a basic flick he's pretty good with. To me, it's clear that playing 1v1s has helped him in these spots, and again, I'd encourage you all to do the same. Double committing is one of the biggest culprits for goals, especially in doubles.
Look at this. They
It's a
both
big
won.
mistake.
They've been doing that.
Oh, yeah,
Even the last games, man. They were just like all over each other.
There will be a lot of situations where you both go for the ball, and someone needs to back off. John makes sure to communicate this to his teammate.
I got.
It's also worth noting that there's not a lot of these situations in his games because of his spacing. It might seem like an easy concept to grasp, but consider the ground they gain from the other team making the same mistake. For all the people out there who say John is a plat who got carried, go watch Platinum gameplay and see how much slower it is. John has adjusted well to the pace of high champ games. He makes quick decisions, and I don't see him panicking too much while making them.
Let's go.
Guys!
Let's go.
Click on him. Get boost. Up. And where you at?
Nice.
And go for the blow up? Nah.
I've played against champs with platinums on my team, and they tend to get overwhelmed by the speed of the game and they force a lot of hits. I was the same way in a higher leveled lobby. It doesn't matter how good your teammates are, they can't carry you in ranked if you're in a constant state of panic. John is comfortable where he's at, and I don't doubt he can keep pace in the next rank. John demos a lot.
Just demos. I'm on demo duty right now.
Holy hell, John demos a lot.
They're lining up for me. They're all
There it
just.
is. There it is.
Let's go, buddy!
If you watch any of his games, you'll know that demos are a huge part of John's playstyle. And while some people say he shouldn't go for so many, I'm going the other way on this one. He should keep going for them as much as he has. By doing this, he's being a nuisance to the other team. He catches them off guard,
Last time. There we go. Keeping him out, dude!
tilts them,
Hey,
Took
did we
my
jump?
boost.
and makes them take weird routes to the ball.
Did it
Oh
work?
my god, that's so powerful.
And this works beautifully with his teammate's playstyle. When John communicates that he's going for the demo, his teammate has to get a solid touch on the ball as he's last man. If he doesn't, it'll often lead to a goal against them. But Solo is a great dribbler, so you usually see him make the right play.
No way!
Oh, man,
Let's
get
go,
out of here,
doggy!
dude.
Let's
Let's go.
go, brother!
With Solo's flicks and John bothering the goalie, this demo strategy works incredibly well for them. John doesn't make insane passing plays or anything, but he doesn't always force shots on the net. He wants to get his teammate involved as much as possible, so you'll see him try to set plays up. A lot of times he'll make a hit in his teammate's area and then tell him to go for it.
Oh yeah,
Hit that one to you. To you. Carefully, he's pushing.
he missed.
You're
it.
fine. Hit him on a 1v1. Yes. Dude.
Let's go.
This just adds another layer to his teammate's confidence. And it's not surprising that you see so many of these games where Solo pops off. Credit to him, of course. I'm just saying John keeps his confidence at its highest when he looks to get him involved. So John is doing a lot of things right. Given how close he is to Grand Champ at the time of this video, I say he can definitely get there already, but he's got plenty of things to improve on. And he definitely knows this, as sometimes he asks his viewers to give him tips in the comment sections. So here are some things I think he could work on to make that road to Grand Champ even smoother. Unless people just hate seeing YouTube personalities do well, and they do. This is probably the main reason people don't think John deserves his rank. And to their credit, this is something holding him back. John doesn't grind ranked all the time, and so his mechanics are pretty inconsistent. His aerials are slow and awkward.
I'm full back.
I
Behind you
missed
ish.
that. I missed that.
A lot of his hits lack power or precision,
I'm gonna bump the other one.
That's so sick if you do. Oh!
and his recoveries really aren't up to par with his rank.
Did we do him dirty? Oh! Can you get him?
This leads to goals against his team and missed chances on offense. Mechanics do improve over time, whether in ranked or messing around in free play. I don't expect John to suddenly grind hard and put in way more hours, so the best thing he can do is just to keep playing to his strengths, and eventually the mechanics will follow. If he really wants to up his mechanics in a short time, he could try watching himself back and comparing himself to pros. For example, if he wants to get better with aerials, he could watch how pros take off and manage their boost, and then try it himself. One area he can definitely improve in the short term is his recoveries. If he practices on free play landing on all four wheels with momentum, I think he'll start seeing results in game. Also, he should cut out the hits that leave him with no momentum stuck on the wall. When he's not going for a bump, John still tends to kind of push up ahead of his teammate when they had the ball.
Missing.
So, you okay?
For sure.
No!
That's so.
As I said before, this puts a lot of pressure on Solo to make a good touch as last man, and while he's more than capable of this, there's no need to put that much pressure on him if you're not going for a bump. The best thing to do here would be to stay back in a supporting position. This way there's a lower risk of a goal against them should things go wrong, and John can also follow up Solo's touch. John uses a lot of boost to do little things. Take a look at how much boost he uses on aerials.
I'm full back.
I
Behind you.
missed. Oh my god!
2. Let's go. That was literally the ideal play.
Oh!
This is exactly what your opponent wants you to do. Waste your boost on something minimal. On the ground, I think he's pretty wasteful as well. Several times when he's supersonic, he'll continue to boost, which won't make you go any faster.
Yeah, that was perfect.
And boost.
Don't give him that chance.
Wow, I'm leaning into my shot.
This leaves him on 0 and way too many spots. I see him go for small pads, which I think he got from the tips in his comment sections, and that's really good. But then that boost is wasted really quickly. Not much I can say here other than that he needs to be more mindful of how much boost he's using. You really don't need as much boost as you think to make plays. This is something high-level players preach about that people still don't really follow. When rotating back on defense, go to your far post instead of the same path as the ball.
Still, you need me most.
It's off, but you have to hit that.
You're getting in the way of your teammate and confusing him as well.
Sorry if I hit you.
As soon as you rotate back post, your teammate has a clear lane and signal to go. Rotating near post can also put you out of position to defend. John is really good about communicating when his teammate should go, and he's really solid on defense. If he utilizes back post rotation, he'll be so much better with these skills. Also, he should be getting into the net more on his rotations as it gives him a better defensive angle. John is actually the teammate everyone wants to have. He gives you space with the ball and essentially lets you do whatever you want with it. And he makes your job even easier by getting in the way of the defenders. He's also a fairly reliable safety net when things go wrong, and he makes you play even better with his constant communication and upbeat attitude. He's an ideal support player. So going back to that old narrative, is John carried? Well, yes, but not in the way you think. People like to treat the terms carried and boosted like they're the same thing. In reality, the former is using your skill set to support your teammate as best as you can, and the latter is using a form of cheating to get to a higher rank. Solo is not a smurf playing for the sole purpose of ranking John up, and John has fared just fine on his own. Their playstyles utilize their strengths, with John supporting Solo however he can, and with Solo using his one's abilities to carry the load.
People gotta understand, when I got Solo here with me, it's a different John.
That's how competitive games work. Players mesh their skill sets the best they can to try and get some wins. But don't let John's playstyle blind you from what he does well. He's made a lot of strides since his first ranked videos, and now he's on his way to the highest rank. And that's what happens when you put in enough hours. Eventually you will achieve a higher rank from naturally improving. John has done well to ignore all the people doubting his abilities at the game, and I'm sure that number of people will keep increasing. Just don't be surprised when you see that shiny title under his name. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, I'd appreciate a like to help my channel grow. You can find my Discord, Twitch, and Twitter here or in the description. I upload a variety of content, so if you want to see something in particular, be sure to let me know. Thanks again, and I'll catch you all next time.